Our Moment, the book club podcast. We are about to get into our special October episode. I don't say Halloween episode because this is not coming out on Halloween. Halloween is on a Sunday, but we'll be back to our regular scheduled programming. But on this episode, we will be talking about a Halloween book, and I'm bringing in a special guest, my roommate, Jonae, because I just think it'd be funny if I can just tell her this book and get her responses, because I think she'll be kind of hilarious. So yeah, I'm gonna bring her in. But I'd just like to say for next time, and if you just want to skip this episode entirely, next time we'll be getting into part 2 of Legendborn, and we will just be talking about the world building characters, etc., like we kind of did with part 1. But for today, we're going to be talking about this really cool book. So I'm very excited to talk about it. Okay, so this is Jonae. Jonae, say hi.
Hello. Thank you for having
yourself?
me. My name is Jonae Alyssa Cox. I am from California. I'm a senior as well with Miss Exquisite. And yeah, this is exciting. It's a new experience.
Yeah.
Let's get started.
Jonae, why'd you say yes to coming on my podcast?
Because I don't think I can say no to you. I don't know. It's always a new experience doing something. First it was the book club. Now it's this. I've never been in here before, so why would I say no to a new experience?
Yeah, Jonae is in the in-person version of the Our Moment book club. So she's also reading Legendborn. Yep. And I'd say she likes it.
I really do.
Do you listen to my show?
I can't lie on tape, so I'm gonna say I have not got a chance yet, but this will definitely.
Wow, I think
start.
She's gotta leave.
She's
gonna send the link to her mom. This is really just a plan for me to get the new listeners. Actually,
that's fine. I got you.
No, it's true.
I have a lot of time coming up too, so I'm gonna catch up on all the episodes.
Yeah,
you're gonna hear yourself playing in the apartment.
Okay. I convinced her to get Spotify because Jonae is old and only listens to
24
on Pandora, which is
I love Pandora.
Ancient. Anyway, so. Jonae's here because I thought, once again, I said in the beginning, I thought it'd be kind of funny if I told about a book I read to somebody else for the October episode. So, this book is called My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite, and I am so sorry because she's Nigerian, and I am going to tear up these words. I have a friend, her name is Zoe, and Zoe, I was texting Zoe and I was like, Zoe, how do you pronounce all these? And Zoe was just laughing at me because I was saying things very wrong. But she gave me some pointers on how to say certain things, so it shouldn't be too bad. I am so sorry, Miss Braithwaite, I apologize. Anyway, so, just from the title, what do you think My Sister's Serial Killer is about?
That's obviously... it's the sister that's a serial killer. But my first question is who is the victims of this sister serial killer? Is it other family members? Is it friends? How does this sibling know or come across the incidents?
Well, I'm gonna just say yeah. Just say yeah. So basically, this story is about these two sisters. There's the older sister whose name is Korede, I hope I said that right. And then the younger sister named Ayoola.
Okay.
And Korede is shorter, she's darker skinned, she considers herself less beautiful, and she's also she's on the thinner side. Mm-hmm. And then Ayoola has bright skin, she's very beautiful, and she's got the thickness, and also she's an Instagram influencer.
Oh wow.
Who do you think is a serial killer?
Definitely the influencer.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh,
I
definitely.
feel if you're gonna be an Instagram influencer,
why not kill people?
Yeah, that's a way to cover it up. Right? Yeah.
Nobody will be on your tracks if you're in everybody's face.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
So literally, and I think it's important to note before we start, that Oyinkan, anyway. I'm gonna say it a different way every time. Once again, I'm apologizing.
Why don't you just say like O or something?
Miss O, the author. Let's just go Miss O, because you know what, you're right. She opens the book. Well, it's important to know that she's a poet. That's one important thing. Like, if you're ever gonna read this book. Also, spoiler alert for everything. I will be spoiling the heck out of this book.
Okay.
Like, if you have intentions to read it, maybe pause and come back and read it. Jonae has no choice. She can't just pause. I'm just spoiling the book for her.
It's okay.
In its entirety. But it's good to read anyway. Like, to go back and like figure out how all these things got put together.
And that's honestly how I am about. I'm really big on movies and TV shows. So like, I always try to ask people that have seen it before what happened. And that really encourages me. Once I figure out what happened, I want to know why, how.
She reads the synopsis of movies.
Like, I will read the end first or something. But one of my questions I have real quick. Yeah, what is the age difference? The age difference between the sisters?
I think it's like 2 years, 2-3 years.
Okay.
You think I would go? Gotcha. I would have gone back and like refreshed on that. I definitely didn't do that. Okay. Don't hold that against me. She's the older sister, though. She's the older sister.
Okay.
And by she, I mean Kay, Korede. Mm-hmm. Kay is older than Ayoola by I think maybe 2 or 3 years, something like that. So I have to sneeze, but I'm not gonna. I don't. It's gonna go away. It's done. It's gone. Okay. So Miss O opens the book with an acknowledgement that says, "For my family, who I love very much," and she lists out like her siblings, and I think maybe like her mom. I'm not sure. She just lists out a bunch of names, so I'm gonna go with siblings here. And then the book literally opens with, "Ayoola summons me with these words: Korede, I killed him. I had hoped I would never hear those words again." So,
oh gosh, who is it?
Who is she
not
killing?
Starting off like that,
right? And then the next chapter is called Bleach. And Korede, who is because the story is being told in like first person present.
Okay.
She's like, "I bet you didn't know how good Bleach is at cleaning up blood."
And I did.
What? Anyway, I'm kind of scared. Why am I in this booth with you?
We don't have any bleach. You're okay.
What? Anyway,
where's the bleach at in the apartment?
Anyway, I'm not gonna tell you where it's at now, since you want to say that. Anyway, she said bleach is a disinfectant, but it's not so good at cleaning residue, but it's really good at masking the smell of blood. So basically, what happened was, she arrives at where her sister's is, and Ayoola's like, "I need your help moving the body." And Korede is like, "Fine, I'll move it." And Ayoola's like, "Why are you mad at me?" And she's like, "Because this is happening again. Because this is Ayoola's boyfriend. His name is Femi. And she stabbed this dude."
What?
Yeah, she stabbed him in the stomach. And Ayoola...
This is all like part 1?
This is all in like the first 2 chapters.
Wow.
And so when she gets there, she asks her sister, she's like, "Hey, what's his name? Mm-hmm. What's his last name? What does he do?" And so she's telling her like all these things, and she's like, "What'd you kill him for?" Mm-hmm. And well, she asks her sister, she's like, "Tell me what happened." And she's like, "Well, it's their 1-month anniversary, and Femi wrote me a poem." And Femi is a very good poet, according to Korede. Ayoola doesn't really care. And so Femi had written her a poem, and he was like, he loves her, he like worshipped her and all her merits, and then Ayoola stabbed him in the bathroom. She said she didn't mean to, but he was yelling at her, and so she had to protect herself. So she
yelling
stabbed
about
him.
What?
Who knows?
Oh.
This is all Ayoola telling us this.
Okay, gotcha.
And we'll later find out that Ayoola is kind of not the best narrator to be listening to. And her sister's like, "Why was she carrying that knife?" Now, it's important to note that the knife that she carries, Korede had given that knife to her. So, but she was like, "You're only supposed to be using it for protection." And because Ayoola is kind of like small, and the men she dates are like 6 feet tall. Like, they're big men. So she's got this knife to protect her, and she's kind of just killing people with it.
They should take the knife.
Yeah, you know. So what they do is then they wrap up the body, and Korede she makes a point of noting that it's harder to get rid of a body than it is to get rid of a soul, of being like, "Yeah, this dude's dead, now what do we do?" Mm-hmm. So they wrap up the body in a sheet, and then they take it down to Korede's car and put him in the car, and then they throw him over the bridge.
Wow.
And that's how they get rid of his body. And it's like, okay. And now she's got to clean the whole apartment. And
in the car?
Yeah, she's got to clean her car out. And she's good at this because we find out.
Before.
Well, yeah, it's happened before. But she's also good at this because Korede is a nurse.
Oh.
So while Ayoola is like, she's an Instagram influencer, Korede is a nurse. So she's used to
so
having
they're
to clean
older.
Yeah, they're older. They're not like teens. They're like, I'd say like early 20s and late 20s.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're older, and for Korede, she has to take care of her sister. Mm-hmm. So that's like her whole point of being. But it's like, I don't know, if I knew my sister was murdering somebody, like I don't know, maybe I wouldn't turn her in. I feel like she wouldn't do that.
Murdering people, multiple people.
Look, it had just been 2 guys before this, and it's so like
now it's a total of 3.
Now it's 3, and so she's like, I don't know, maybe 3 is when we get into serial killer.
Definitely like she the limit. Yeah.
This is definitely serial killer, and so she's like, yo, Ayoola, this can't happen again. And Ayula's like, yeah, no, well, don't worry, sis, it's not gonna happen. I'm not so sure how far I believe her, but it is what it is. Which sounds like a terrible thing to say. But no, so they take care of the body, and then Femi goes missing. And do you know? And Ayoola is an Instagram influencer. So what do you think she does when her boyfriend goes missing?
She probably posts a lot of stuff and tries to make it seem like she doesn't know where he is.
Yeah, she leads the Instagram campaign to be like, find Femi, and it's kind of like insidious because it's like she knows where he is.
Ooh, this sounds a little familiar.
Ooh, yikes! A little bit. Yeah, no, right? Anyway, the podcast audience doesn't know about that.
They don't.
We're just talking about our news story that took place in Baton Rouge. Not anybody we know that killed somebody.
Right.
Not that. No. Yeah, you're trying to get us arrested.
I'm not trying to get us arrested, but let's move past that.
Anyway, so she leads the campaign, and then she wants to post a picture of her outfit. Like, it's been 2 days. Mm-hmm. And Korede is like, what is wrong with you? Mm-hmm. Your boyfriend is missing, quote unquote, and you want to post about your day and your outfit? And she's like, oh, whatever. Oh. And their mom, they live with their mom, and they live in this big house, and their dad is dead. Their dad passed away several years before, and their mom is just like doting on Ayoola. Like, she's in a bad place. Her boyfriend's missing, whatever. Mm-hmm. And Ayoola is just like, can I be done with this fake mourning? Like, can we go? But it's like, okay, whatever. So that's a lot of weight for Korede to balance, like, on her shoulders. So what does she do? And she's a nurse, and she's like the head nurse. So when she gets to work, she talks to this coma patient. And his name is, hold on, because I'm about to tear his name up. I'm so sorry. His name is Muhtar. It's Muhtar. So that's his name. And he's a coma patient. He's been in a coma for years, like a lot of years. And so they don't think he's coming out. So she talks to him a lot. Like, she goes up to him, she tells him about her day, and she's like, she killed somebody else again today.
Oh my gosh.
And she tells him, like, all these secrets.
Patients can hear you.
They don't think he's gonna come alive.
Oh my goodness.
They don't think he's gonna, like, wake up again.
Yeah.
So she needs to get it off her chest. Well, so at this hospital that Kay works at, there's a doctor. His name is Tade, which I can be confident in pronouncing right. Spelled Tade. But I asked my friend Zoe, I said, how do you say this? And she was like, it's Tade. And I was like, okay, cool. And he is really fine. Like, did you ever watch Grey's Anatomy?
Yeah.
What was that hot one that Meredith was into?
I was a night shift gal.
Imagine the hottest doctor I've ever seen, and he was like him.
Okay.
In my head, I kind of cast him as what's his name from Get Out? What's his name? The main character.
I know you're talking about.
Right?
But I don't know.
In my head, that was him.
Okay.
Or I made him like.
How did the book describe him?
Not really. He was just hot.
Oh, they just.
I made him up. I made him. In my head, this is what he looks like. But let me go. And he's just basically like, he's fine. And Kay is in love with him. Like, she loves him and she wants like his attention, but she's kind of like, that's not me. He just kind of sees me as like a nurse or whatever. And like, they have lunch a lot. She'll cook for him.
Oh.
Like, she will cook lunch for this man, right? And she's like, all right. And they hang out a lot. And so she's in love with him. And then Ayoola happens to come by the hospital. And guess who she meets?
The coma patient.
No!
The doctor.
Yes.
Okay.
And guess what? The doctor thinks Ayoola is hot.
And
he goes to Kay and he's like, how come you never told me you had a sister?
Oh my gosh. Is
Kay
gonna try to kill you?
how come you never told me about her? And Kay is like, I didn't want you to know about my little sister. You guys, because she never talks about her home life. And the doctor does what a doctor does when he sees a hot girl. He asks for Ayoola's number. And he gets it because Ayoola's like, yeah, he's hot. And he's like head over heels for her. Like, and Kay is trying to ignore this doctor because, one, not only is this her crush, but she knows what her sister does to men.
Right.
And she's like, you don't want to date my sister. And anyway, they start dating and he starts sending flowers to the house. So Kay like confronts Ayoola and she's like, hey, you need to like leave this man alone. And the mom hears this. It's like, no, he's a doctor. Like, this is like somebody good that Ayoola can be into.
And what's her profession? What is
the mom?
No, Ayoola.
She's an Instagram influencer.
Like that.
And a fashion. Well, she's into fashion.
Okay.
So she makes money that way.
Okay.
So obviously Ayoola doesn't leave the doctor alone. But the doctor is so into her. He comes to like their house for like a party, like introducing them, and basically Ayoola has kind of like stood him up or whatever, and so he's like heartbroken. He's like so sad. Now Kay is cheering. She's excited. She's like, yes, Ayoola stood this man up.
This should be the end of it.
No, it's not the end of it, because Ayoola stood him up because she went out on this date with this other dude. He's like a grown man and he's very rich, and his name is Boye. And he's rich, and she's basically his sugar baby. And Kay's like, I didn't want you dating my doctor friend, but now you're breaking his heart because you're cheating on him with Boye. And she's like, look, Boye is rich. He spends money on me. And Ayoola's kind of vain. And so Boye takes Ayoola out on like a getaway. Okay. They go on a cruise.
Oh no, that doesn't sound good.
And Kay's like,
boat came into
Kay does some research, and turns out Boye is definitely married. So he's cheating with Ayoola, and he's sending her all these gifts to, like, I don't know, cheat on his wife. I don't know why he's doing this. This man is kind of shady. So and while all this is happening, Femi's family is like trying to find, especially his little sister is trying to find where her brother is. Okay. She is searching for him, and she like asks Ayoola and she asks Kay, and they're like, oh, we don't know. I don't know. The last time I seen him was this. And Femi's little sister is like, well, how come Femi's neighbors saw you at his house the last time he was like around? And Ayoola's like, because he was my boyfriend. Blah 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 blah. And she's like, you can't prove that he didn't just go away. Maybe he just left. Like, you can't prove that. There's no proof that he's dead. And
his sister or
that Femi is dead. Okay. And Ayoola says this. And the sister's like, I don't know. And eventually the cops come to like search their family, and they take Kay's car. They take Korede's car. And Korede's like freaking out. But she's like, I cleaned that car from top to bottom. They're not gonna find anything. Right. And they don't, and they bring it back, and they're basically like, okay, your family's clear. Like, this is just, he's just gone. Like, he may not be dead. He may have just up and left, because apparently that's the thing that men in this book tend to do. So now Ayoola gone with this man. Kay has done some research into Femi's life, because she's like, she didn't know him. She took his life. Let me at least try to figure out and honor him in some way. And Femi, like I said earlier, was a poet, and she likes his poems. She's like, he was a really talented poet. She feels connected to him through this. So while the sister is away on their honeymoon, Boye definitely dies.
dies or
this
gets
man
killed?
is dead.
Gets killed?
I don't know. It was food poisoning.
Oh,
can you hear my air quotations?
I do hear the food poisoning.
It was food poisoning. And so when she comes back home, Kay's like, what is wrong with you? And then guess what? Ayoola shacks back up with the doctor.
Oh, no. At least the doctor's still alive.
Yeah.
At least he got skipped real quick.
And then
doubled back.
Remember how I said there's only one other person that Korede talks to?
Yeah.
Guess what?
He wakes up.
He definitely wakes up.
He fucking wakes up.
Bleep.
He freaking wakes
up. He definitely wakes up. This is a family show. Jonae. Anyway, so he wakes up and I can't figure out how to put a sound effect over it.
Okay, so he wakes, because I really honestly kind of like, I remember I had him in the back of my head during the
as you should have.
But why does he have to wake up now when she wakes up back together with the doctor?
And his family is there, and he's not trying to hear anything about his family because he's like, my family never visited me. Right. He wants to talk to Kay.
Right.
He wants to talk to Korede. And she's like, you're not going to tell, you remember everything. He's like, yeah, but I'm not going to tell anybody. Because Korede is the only person that ever visited him, that ever talked to him. Mm-hmm. And he's like, you're the only reason I'm still alive. Seriously? Because you are the only person who paid me any attention.
Yep.
And his family, it's important to note that his wife is like, oh, you're back.
Mm-hmm. She was trying to get that money. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because this man got money, right?
Yeah.
And
she's in a coma, right?
Yeah, okay. No longer in a coma. I'm going to call him M. I said his name earlier. It's Matar, but I feel like I'm saying that wrong, so it's just M. Okay. So he's back, and his family, like his daughter comes in and is like bringing this boy that she's with to try to get her father's approval, because now her father's pregnant. Her father's like, I do not approve of this marriage, and she's like, what? It was better when you were in a coma, blah blah. Mm-hmm. And his wife is mad and like grieving about all the time she like spent alone. Now she got to deal with him again. So Korede stays talking to him, like they still talk, okay, or whatever. And so he's like not about to leave her alone, and he's not gonna like he's still in the hospital because he's still like, he was in a coma for like a year. So mm-hmm, it's like, okay, he's still got like some recovery to do. So he's back, and so now there's a whole wrench thrown in her plan because he knows everything, every person that her sister has killed.
It's 4 now, right?
Yeah,
but she probably didn't tell him about the one on the cruise.
It's 4, and so then we get a little bit of backstory about Korede, Ayoola, and their dad. Now we know their dad died, and we also have this anniversary party for his funeral, mm-hmm, and the sisters and the mother are just like ambivalent to the fact that he's gone. It's kind of like, oh, so he must have been a bad man. Well, so when they were younger, Ayoola brings a boy over to the house. His name is Ola. And she's 14, mind you, back when she was 14. And the whole time it's like fine or whatever. And then after the boy leaves, the dad whoops Ayoola because he's like, why were you flirting with that boy in front of me? Even though she didn't really do anything. She hadn't been doing anything. Mm-hmm. And he beats her and he was like, what? I didn't do anything. I didn't do it. And then the father is like, he's like in the government, he's like trying to get higher, so he brings this like governor to their house to meet Ayoola. It's like governor in the house, okay. So he brings this governor to the house.
Trying to marry her
off. Ding 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 ding. No, and mind you, their father is very abusive. Like, he beats them, he degrades them.
That's where her killing comes from.
And it turns out the knife that she uses and the knife that was given to her by Korede is their father's knife. It's a family blade.
Was it cursed?
I don't know. I don't know if there's any like magical thing going on here, which is like rare for me. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not reading. It's not a magical book. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so it's kind of like, okay, boom, dad was abusive, but dad is dead. So the father has this twin sister, who is older than him, and she comes to the house. Well, this is still while they're younger, and she's like, "Come with me, Ayoola." Come with me. And Ayula's like, no, please don't make me go. And the aunt is like, no, you were flirting with a grown man, one of your father's guests, in front of him. You're so disrespectful. You need to come with me. You are a woman now. So you know what? You can get married. You're a woman now. And Ayula's like fighting and crying. And Korede is like, you're not taking my sister. Like, she's all I have. So she takes this cane and she goes in front of the aunt and she's like, if you put your hands on Ayoola and try to take her out of here, I will beat you down with this cane. And mind you, Korede is like 16.
Right.
So the aunt's like, what are you gonna do with that? Like, you're not gonna do anything. And she does chase her out the house, and they're like, oh my god, Dad is going to kill us. And what is Korede? What do you think Korede says? This is the older sister. What does she say? Like, what do you think she says?
Are we gonna kill him first? I don't know.
That's exactly what she says. She says, not if we kill him first.
Wow.
So the two sisters, the first murder that they commit
is killing their own father.
Yeah, like, Ayoola does it. Korede didn't do it, but Ayoola definitely, like, hit him across the head.
Wow.
With something heavy. He definitely dies.
How does the mother know that about his death? How does the mother find out?
The mother knows. They told their mom. And he was abusive to the mom, too. So they're kind of just like, we're going to cover this up.
Right.
That's what we're going to do. And they do it.
It's kind of messed up, but it's like, oh, okay. I get it.
It's like, oh, okay. Yeah. And it's kind of like, well, we know how that affected Ayoola. This girl, we murdered people.
Yeah, she was young.
But we also know that Korede feels a responsibility because in her head, it's kind of her fault. So, boom, back to the present. She's dating the doctor. And Korede goes into the doctor's, like, apartment. Like, not into his apartment, into his office. And she's looking around. And she finds an engagement ring. And she's like, the love of my life is about to propose to my baby sister. And I think it kind of, like, she's kind of upset. Not even kind of. She's really upset about it. She, like, tore his office apart. And she steals the ring.
Oh, my gosh.
And then blames it on the janitor. And the janitor, his name's Muhammad. He's not too much of a good person. He's dirty. Like, things are dirty. It's like, he didn't deserve to go to jail for a stolen ring.
Right.
But she definitely blamed it on him. And she stole the ring. And Tede is very upset. Dr. Tede is upset because his ring that for his sister is gone, but it's fine. He invites her over to the apartment, not Korede. He invites Ayoola over. And then Korede gets a call from Ayoola.
Oh, no.
From Ayoola's phone.
Oh my gosh.
But it's Tede on the phone. And he's like, you need to help me.
What?
And mind you, I didn't mention this before, but Korede had warned him. She warned him away from her sister. She said she's killed before. And then she basically was like, no, I meant metaphorically. Like, she'd be breaking people's hearts. Even though she meant literally. So she goes over to the house. And Ayoola has a knife in her gut. And it is like, he's doing CPR. And he's like, can you call the hospital? Like, we need to get her to the hospital. She attacked me.
Wow.
Because Ayoola attacked him. And he is bigger and stronger. She couldn't get the drop on him.
Right.
And he took the knife and stabbed her with it.
Wow.
Right? So now she's passed out in hospital. And Korede is like, oh my god, what are we gonna do? Because I can't let this happen to my sister, right?
Right.
So they get to the hospital. And she tells the cops, when Ayoola comes to, she's like, he attacked me. And everyone, obviously, she's like, he attacked me. She's like, I'm little. What could I have done to him? Like, I'm small. And mind you, Korede has found the knife where they were keeping it in hospital, and she took it. She took it back. It's their knife. She stole it. And the cops are like, where's this knife at? She's like, I don't know. Maybe a janitor stole it. I don't know. And she has precedence for this because the janitor had stolen the engagement ring before.
Right.
Stolen, quote unquote. He didn't steal it. She definitely stole it.
Dang, you sound like she the problem.
I mean, they're both kind of the problem, but anyway. So when Korede and Ayoola are being questioned by the cops, she's like, he attacked me. And they're like, well, how come Tede says that she warned him off? And what about your other boyfriend? What about Boya? And she's like, She's like, that was food poisoning. How was that her fault? She didn't have anything to do with the food poisoning. And the cops are like, well, we can't really prove that she did poison him. So I guess you're kind of right. So
then I'd be like, well, what about the other boyfriend?
Yeah, and she's like, well, has he returned? And she's like, she's like 4'11", 5'4", or something. She's short. How could she take out a grown man? What would she have done with him? And they're like, they have no murder. They have no attempted murder weapon. What they do have is Tede going on record saying he stabbed her, and her also being like he stabbed her. So guess what?
He goes to jail.
He definitely goes to jail. He gets arrested and goes to jail.
Oh my goodness.
And so when Ayoola goes home, Korede is back in the hospital, and M, the dude she had told all of this stuff.
Yeah, I knew he was coming back up.
Well, him and Korede had been talking, and they got to know each other, and she likes him, and he is he's getting divorced from his wife, and all these things. He's a good man, and he's keeping their secret. And before he leaves, he gives Korede his phone number. He's like, call me if you need anything. And so she goes home, and she's upstairs, and her mom is calling her downstairs. She's like, Ayoola, and I need you to come downstairs, Korede. And she looks at the phone number, and she burns it. She's like, there's never going to be another person like him. But she can't go there. So she burns the phone number. She goes downstairs, and Ayoola is introducing another boyfriend to the family.
It's not him.
It's just no, it's not him. It's just another boyfriend. Like,
it's not him.
No. Okay. No. So she's introducing another boyfriend, and Ayoola comes, and when she comes downstairs, it just ends with her going, "This is my sister Korede." The man smiles. I smile back. The end. So it's like,
what?
Yeah. So like, Ayoola has like 5 people on her body count.
Wow.
That she is murdered or attempted to murder.
And then,
including their father.
Kay can't even find love.
No, because she feels this responsibility for her younger sister. Because part of her feels guilty because she started this. She's the one who
did start this.
No, kind of did.
She kind of did. But I mean,
and the one person who could understand her, she sent him away.
Wow.
She burned his phone number, and it's like, is this cycle going to continue forever?
Is there like a sequel to this book?
No.
Oh my gosh.
No, there is not.
So, Ayoola didn't get any type of punishment.
At all.
At all.
Braithwaite. Wow. This is Braithwaite's debut novel. It's very well written, and it's kind of in like a poetic type structure. It's a really good book. I read it in a day.
How many pages?
It's like, I don't know. I can't tell you how many pages. I read it on Kindle.
Oh, gotcha.
But no, it's like, it's this really good book, and it's kind of like, it's like, it's about a serial killer, but it's not about like hunting down a serial killer. Right. It's like, you just kind of see who's enabling her, and Korede is enabling Ayoola. But that's also her baby sister, who she feels the need to protect, and she's always going to be there to clean up the blood and get rid of the body. It's like, how long can this go on?
Right.
Who's Ayoola going to kill next?
Wow.
What if Ayoola turns against Korede? I don't know.
Right. What if she kills her? What if she kills her sister?
Right.
Then what?
Or
what if Kay kills Ayoola?
Plot twist. I guess we'll never know.
I think there should be a sequel.
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like, it's not a happy ending at all. It's not even a bittersweet ending.
Nothing has been solved.
Korede is stuck being the older, uglier, quote unquote, sister to the younger, pretty one who murders people. And technically, they're kind of doing it together, since she's the one who gave the sister the knife, and she keeps her sister's knife to give back to her after she cleans it. After
the cops come and all that stuff, she gives it back. Oh, Lord.
Right? It's kind of crazy.
It's very crazy.
And that's the October episode.
Wow. Thank you. I wasn't expecting that ending.
No, I was
waiting for the coma dude, M.
No, she definitely burns Muhtar's number, and he's not going to tell. And for Korede, she's like, I wonder what Ayoola would do if she knew there was somebody else who knew all the bad things she does. But she's like, at the end of the day, that's my sister. You know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand behind her. That's my sister. Like,
I understand that though. I really do. I get that.
yeah, no, it's very
Because
well.
when I was younger, I had an older sister. She wouldn't kill people. She's not killing, stabbing nobody. But it would just be things where like I felt like I had to be there for her, even if she was wrong or something like that. So
I don't know. I was kind of a snitch.
oh Lord.
Wait. Let me say, like, I was just talking to my mom about this. She's like, y'all are all snitches. But there are things that we knew when to have each other's back. There's that sibling code.
Oh yeah.
Now there was other things, like if you made me mad, like, I'm a snitch. But also my older sister used to blame stuff on me. I was like, you definitely did that. You touched the thermostat. Why am I getting in trouble?
You're the one who did them dishes.
Exactly. But no, I feel like there definitely is like a sister-sibling bond where it's like, we're not telling mom and dad.
Yeah.
My mom is listening to this, so I'm so sorry, mommy. I promise we tell you everything.
I'm lying right now.
No, I'm not. But yeah, Jonae, thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me. It's been wonderful.
Jonae doesn't use Twitter because she's old.
I have a Twitter. So I just
you
don't
can't
log
follow
into
her
it.
on Twitter.
You can follow me on Instagram.
What's your Instagram?
Jonae Alyssa, JoneEEALYSSA.
Yep. And you can follow the Our Moment Podcast on Twitter at Our Moment Pod. You can follow me on Twitter at Exquisite WILL, not WIL, WILL at Exquisite Will. And you can follow me on YouTube and Instagram and Goodreads at Exquisite Williams on both of those places.
Period.
Yeah, exactly. No.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks for listening. I'll see you all next week where we're actually going to get back into our regularly scheduled program of Legendborn Part 2, which Jonae has read.
Yep.
Yes, and she will be listening to the podcast.
You're doing Part 2 next week, not Part 3?
No, we're going to be talking about Part 3, but I am going to be breaking down Part 2.
Okay, gotcha.
She's talking about the book club. Anyway,
okay, gotcha.
Thank you for reading. Thank you for listening. Go buy My Sister the Serial Killer. It's a very good book. It's very well done.
And,
okay.
You know, we gotta support our Nigerian authors.
Exactly. We love supporting Black authors. All right. Okay, bye.